Series opener last night, 4-3. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Fox Saturday Baseball. I'm Kenny Albert. I'll be joined momentarily by Mark Grace. Dodgers on a bit of a roll. They've now won 3 consecutive games, just 2.5 out in the National League West. And Mark, Don Mattingly's club playing some good baseball.
Yeah, they're playing very well. They're led offensively by Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp, 2 guys that I think are going to be all-stars this year. And their starting pitching just continues to excel.
Chad Billingsley will take the mound for the Dodgers tonight. The Dodgers batters will face a 25-year-old right-hander, Josh Colmenter, making his first Major League start today for Arizona.
Well, Colmenter has been awfully good in the Diamondbacks bullpen. He's been so good, he's going to get to start here for the very first time. Congratulations, young man.
So it's Billingsley and Colmenter, Dodgers and the Diamondbacks coming up on Fox Saturday Baseball. Some of the great young stars in the National League on hand today here at Dodger Stadium. First pitch coming up on Fox. Stadium. Time for the opening pitch, brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Set to go here in Los Angeles as Chris Young steps in to face 26-year-old right-hander Chad Billingsley, making his 9th start of the season. Billingsley comes in with a record of 2-2, earned run average of 3.91. Young 3 hits last night, but the Diamondbacks lost their 5th consecutive game, all by 1 run.
Well, some losses just sting more than others, and the Diamondbacks are 1-6 right now on this ongoing road trip up the West Coast. All 6 losses by 1 run. Those just sting. Hard to get over.
Here's the 2-0 to Young, and he fouls it back. Now 2-1. Diamondbacks lost 2 of 3 in San Diego, swept in San Francisco, and the 4-3 loss last night. A look at Billingsley's numbers over his first 8 starts.
Just a rock solid young right-hander. A lot of stamina. Takes the mound every 5th day with no injuries.
On the ground to the shortstop, Jamie Carroll. One away. The Diamondbacks batting order brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Young will be followed by second baseman Kelly Johnson, then the right fielder Justin Upton, shortstop Stephen Drew in the cleanup spot, then the catcher Miguel Montero, third baseman Melvin Mora. Bottom of the order, first baseman Russell Bragnon, the left fielder Gerardo Parra, and the pitcher making his first major league start, Josh Colmenter. So with one away, here's Kelly Johnson. 1 for 4 in last night's game, batting just 190. But he does have a hit in 4 consecutive games.
Yeah, Kelly Johnson was player of the month in April last year. It's been a real struggle for him here a year later.
Last year, his first season in Arizona, following 4 years as a member of the Atlanta Braves. Hit 26 home runs last year, drove in 71. Behind in the count, 0-2. Chad Billingsley, 9-5 lifetime against the Diamondbacks, 2-0 in 6 starts against Arizona last season. Diamondbacks, as we mentioned, have lost 5 straight. Record of 15-22. 4th place in the NL West. 5.5 out. The 1-2. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Johnson strikes out a lot, as you see his numbers through May 13th each of the last 2 seasons. He's 3rd in the National League this year with 42 Ks.
Yeah, that's a big number here in mid-May. That's on a huge pace. There's another one add to it.
Number 43, so 2 up, 2 down for the Diamondbacks here in the top of the first inning. We check out the Dodgers defensively. In the outfield, Sands, Kemp, and Ethier from left to right. Loney at first, Miles at second, Carroll the shortstop, Uribe at third, the battery of Billingsley and Barajas. So with 2 away, here's Justin Upton. 23-year-old right fielder. Batting .254, 0 for 3 in last night's game, and just 5 for 27 lifetime against Billingsley. Upton an All-Star 2 years ago. Billingsley as well. Representing the National League back in 2009.
A lot of tools. Great minor league career, just rocketed through the Dodger organization.
Right field, Ethier, a 1-2-3 first for Chad Billingsley. Josh Colmenter getting set to make his first major league start. Of Homer, Michigan, has made 7 relief appearances for the Diamondbacks this season. Today, his first Major League start. Dodgers batting order brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. The shortstop, Jamie Carroll, leads off, followed by second baseman Aaron Miles. Then the right fielder, Andre Ethier. Center fielder Matt Kemp in the cleanup spot. Then third baseman Juan Uribe. First baseman James Loney. Catcher Rod Barajas hits 7th. Then left fielder Gary Sands. And the pitcher, Chad Billingsley. 7 relief appearances, 1 win, and only 1 walk, an 11-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio so far out of the bullpen for Cole Mentor.
And the impressive thing for a youngster, the opponent's only hitting 170 off of him, but that's out of the pen. So let's see how he handles his first Major League start.
15th round pick by the Diamondbacks back in 2007 out of Central Michigan University. And the first pitch is a called strike. Jamie Carroll at the plate, batting .316. Dodgers starting shortstop Rafael Furcal on the disabled list. And Carroll has done a terrific job filling in for Furcal.
He has been fabulous at the top of the order, setting the table for those 2 guys in the middle, that being Ethier and Kemp. And the interesting release point of Josh Cole Mentor as he throws strike 2 with a fastball. Not going to overpower you. Fastball is in the high 80s. Got a terrific changeup as well.
Very deceptive delivery. Comes over the top. A 1-2 to Carroll. Fouled off to the right side.
And because of that deceptive delivery, a lot of times even his high 80s fastball just gets right past opposing hitters. He's got a little extra bounce on it that you don't see on the radar.
Diamondbacks hope for between 70 and 80 pitches today from Cole Mentor. His high out of the pen this season, 46.
He was a starter his entire minor league career. Had to work for everything he's gotten. He's not one of those bonus baby first round picks. Those 15th rounders, they have to get people out in order to move up. There's the changeup that just missed, 3-2 now. That's about as over the top as I've ever seen.
Payoff pitch from Cole Mentor. Another foul off to the right side. Cole Mentor grew up in Homer, Michigan, 100 miles west of Detroit. Terrific high school career. In fact, his team won 75 consecutive games spanning the 04 and 05 seasons, and that set a national high school record. Another foul. Back in 2004, the state championship, team went 38-0. Cole Mentor won 18 of the 38, and his career high school numbers off the charts. 49 wins, including 23 shutouts, 546 strikeouts.
Golly. It's like Josh Beckett high school numbers.
Line drive right into the glove of the first baseman Branyan for out number 1.
Well, as a starter, his first major league batter he faces as a starter. Jamie Carroll battled him for 8 pitches, but unfortunately for Carroll, he hit a line drive right at big Russell Branyan at first base.
So with 1 away, in steps Aaron Miles, the switch hitting second baseman. Batting .286 this season. .238 from the left side. Miles takes strike 1. You mentioned Cole Mentor has had to work for everything in the minor leagues over the last 3 seasons. He's won more games than any other pitcher in all of minor league baseball.
And throws strike 2, jumps ahead of Miles 0-2. And one time he had a very successful single A year in Visalia. And they said, well, go back and do it again.
On the ground to the left side, Melvin Mora across, and Miles is retired.
Nice play by Melvin Mora, showing those 39-year-old legs still got a little extra bounce in him. He has the range 4 or 5 steps to his left. He really makes a nice play. My legs didn't move that fast when I was 39 years old, Kenny.
No?
No.
Wasn't very long?
They didn't work that fast when they were 21 either.
It wasn't very long ago. So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Andre Ethier. Ethier's 30-game hit streak came to an end last weekend, but he has now reached base in 36 consecutive games. 1 for 4 last night.
Something tells me that it's not going to be very long before Andre Ethier is going to have something on his shelf called an MVP trophy. He's got that kind of talent. He's fun to watch hit.
You saw his numbers. Leads the National League in hits with 54. You heard from Andre about 15 minutes ago. Chatted with Chris Rose on our pregame. They talked about his Arizona roots. Born in Phoenix, attended Arizona State. Grounds out to Kelly Johnson. A 1-2-3 16 pitch. First inning for Josh Colmenter. No score after 1. Angeles. Mary Hart.
Mary Hart.
Yep, host of Entertainment Tonight. Since 1982, she will retire later this month, taking in the action here at Dodger Stadium this afternoon.
That will be very strange to see anybody but her in that studio.
Absolutely. Never know who might show up in a Dodgers game.
Well, between Mary Hart and Chris Rose, you're talking about studio icons.
That's right. Chris along with
Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing in there, doing a great job with him. Mitch, a former teammate of mine with the Chicago Cubs.
First of 3 consecutive weeks of prime time Fox Saturday baseball, at least on the East Coast. Stephen Drew rips this one into the right field corner. Drew heading for second. The throw from Ethier not in time. And Drew has a leadoff double here in the top of the second inning.
Just a beautiful swing. Stephen Drew, just like his brother J.D. Bang. Head stays right on it, a high fastball, and he pulls his hands in beautifully and just rifles it down the right field line for a leadoff double. Got power, he's got speed. He's just a complete package, and he's a very underrated defensive shortstop as well. A lot of people think if it weren't for Troy Tulowitzki, Stephen Drew would be a Gold Glover.
So Drew takes his leadoff second. Miguel Montero at the plate, and he takes a call and strike. 0-1. Montero drove in 2 of the 3 Arizona runs last night. Dodgers took a 4-0 lead in the 7th. Diamondbacks would score a run in the 8th and then 2 in the 9th, falling just short. Nothing and 2 on Montero with Melvin Mora waiting on deck.
Montero, if he does his job after his at-bat, Stephen Drew will be standing on third base. Took a fastball for a strike, and then he was tardy on a fastball from Billingsley. He sits in an 0-2 hole. He's looking to pull the ball on the ground to get Stephen Drew over to third to set up Melvin Mora, who's on deck.
Nice block by Barajas. Now 1-2 on Montero.
Now Barajas finds himself a home here in Los Angeles. Kind of bounced around a little bit in his career, but he's always been a great defensive catcher, and he's also sitting on 7 home runs this year.
Tied for the team lead. Montero, good career numbers against Billingsley, 9 for 23. 1-2, Billingsley missing high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drew with a leadoff double. Now the 2-2 to Montero, fouled back to the screen.
Continue trying to pound Montero inside. Miguel Montero's a guy that loves to drive the ball the other way. Loves the ball out, over, and down, so they're trying to crowd him. Stay right in on his belly button, trying to jam him.
Billingsley missing away. Full count.
Well, Billingsley got ahead 0-2. And then, like a lot of pitchers, they start trying to strike you out rather than just get you out, Kenny. And now, because he's nitpicked a little bit, he finds himself with a full count now and in danger of losing Montero.
Diamondbacks struck out 15 times last night. Throw to second, but Carroll was not covering. And Drew is safe at third.
What the heck is happening there? He turned and just wung it right into center field, and nobody was home. There, wow. Stephen Drew probably didn't hear it whiz by his ear, and he was nearly out at third base. A nice throw by Kemp, but Stephen Drew got in there safely. A big break for the Arizona Diamondbacks. You wonder what was going on with the miscommunication there between Jamie Carroll at short and Chad Billingsley on the mound.
Payoff pitch to Montero, and he draws a walk. You said if Montero does his job, Drew will be at third by the end of the at-bat, and he winds up at third due to the error charged to Billingsley.
Billingsley somehow, some way just decided there had to have been a pickoff on.
So first and third, nobody out. Mark our Ford keys to the game.
Well, for the Diamondbacks, it's obviously the first start for Josh Coleminter. He's going to be nervous, but can he channel that nervousness into excitement or fright? He needs to channel it into excitement. And for the Dodgers, just continue that starting pitching. They have been riding the starting pitching to a current little hot streak. Chad Billingsley, step on up.
First pitch to Melvin Mora in the dirt. Ball 1. Clayton Kershaw, last night's Dodgers starter, outstanding. Won his 5th game, tied for the National League lead. He struck out 11, retired the last 14 batters he faced.
I think, like Andre Ethier, I said before that he's going to have an MVP trophy on his mantle. I don't think it's very long before Clayton Kershaw has a Cy Young Award or multiple. He's that good.
Mora, right field. Ethier makes the catch. Heading home is Drew. He scores easily. Sacrifice fly. RBI number 10 for Melvin Mora. Diamondbacks lead 1-0. And we head to Chris Rose in the Fox Network Center for a game break. Chris.
First baseman, number 33, Russell Brandon.
All right, thanks, Chris. Russell Brandon at the plate with one out. And the Diamondbacks leading the Dodgers 1-0.
So a Saturday night game at Wrigley, Mark, for the first time since June 20th, 1998.
Oh, my goodness.
Cubs and the Phillies.
You went 0 for 4 that night.
Well, thanks.
But I'm setting up a positive.
Uh-oh.
You went 0 for 4. Your average dropped to 343.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you, Kenny.
You have to let me finish.
Once I hear 0 for 4, I'm okay. I don't want to hear anymore.
Average dropped to 343 in June.
And I bet you that 0 for 4 was probably on some pitches like that curveball from Billingsley to Russell Brandon.
The 0-2, and Brandon fouls it back to the screen. In that game, nearly 13 years ago, Sammy Sosa went deep twice. Kerry Wood struck out 11 and hit his first major league home run while you were going 0 for 4.
Well, it's a good thing the pitcher was driving him in, because the first baseman sure wasn't.
And that was the last time the Cubs played a home game on a Saturday night. Brandon down on strikes. Second strikeout for Billingsley. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Lowe's, is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And by Sprint. All together. Now. Diamondbacks leading the Dodgers 1-0 here in Los Angeles. 2 outs, top of the second inning. Gerardo Parra at the plate. Montero, the runner on first. Diamondbacks scored their run on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Melvin Mora after Stephen Drew led off the inning with a double. Moved to third on the throwing error by Billingsley and attempted a pickoff with nobody covering second. Parra 0 for 4 last night, 4 for 21 lifetime against Billingsley. Fastball missing away, 1-1.
And Billingsley's throwing the ball beautifully, just that one hiccup when he decided to do the phantom pickoff. That ends up costing him an unearned run right now. He's got a nice breaking ball here in the second inning, getting a lot of swings and misses with it. I mean, this thing just, it's a good old-fashioned Don Sutton drop ball right there.
30 pitches so far thrown by Billingsley. Here's number 31, low and away. 2-2. We were just talking about Don Sutton earlier today with the longtime manager of the Dodgers, Tommy Lasorda.
Oh, it's just priceless when Tommy decides to come around and tell stories like only Tommy can tell them, and you can't get enough of it.
Parra down on strikes. Billingsley coming in with the fastball, but the Diamondbacks strike first. They lead 1-0. News is sponsored by Bud Light Lime, the just right taste of a Bud Light with a refreshing splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Kenny Albert, Mark Grace from Dodger Stadium. Fox Saturday Baseball. Diamondbacks leading the Dodgers 1-0. Matt Kemp will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. As you mentioned earlier, Ethier and Kemp have led the way offensively for the Dodgers this season. Kemp batting .345, tied for the team lead in home runs with 7, and has driven in a team high 25 runs.
And in the pregame show, you heard Mitch Williams talk about how Matt Kemp had to rededicate himself to the game of baseball. I think a lot of times when you're an athlete out here in LA, be it a Laker, be it a Dodger, maybe even an Angel, a lot of times you can get caught up in the Hollywood scene. You start hanging out with famous people. You start dating famous people.
Right field, Justin Upton is under it, and Kemp is retired.
But I think either through a little talk with himself or others, Matt Kemp right back in the right direction, having a dominating year so far in 2011.
Josh Colmenter has retired the first 4 Dodgers he has faced this afternoon in his first big league start. Here's Juan Uribe, member of a World Series championship ball club for the second time last season with the San Francisco Giants. Won a title in 05 with the White Sox. Swings at the first pitch. Uribe has really struggled at the plate this season, and he fouls out to the catcher Montero for out number 2. Well, Saturday, May 28th, one of the greatest sporting events in the world comes to Fox as Barcelona battles Manchester United at historic Wembley Stadium. Don't miss 2 of soccer's greatest teams collide in the UEFA Champions League final. Saturday, May 28th, 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific in high definition right here on Fox.
All right, Kenny, let's have a little dinner bet. You taking Man U or Barcelona? I'll take Barcelona.
All right, you got it.
Okay, for dinner.
Grace, Barcelona.
That's right. I got Barcelona.
James Loney with 2 away.
You're seeing Colmenter, even though he's not lighting up the radar gun, you're still seeing a lot of late swings from these Dodgers, at least the first time through. The telling tale will be the next time they face him the second time around, will he still be able to sneak those fastballs past him as that one's lined in the right center field for a base hit.
First hit for the Dodgers today. And for James Loney, Mark, that is his 28th consecutive single. Does not have an extra base hit since April 6th.
For a guy as big as he is and the position he plays, now I was not a big home run hitter either, but as far as James Loney is concerned, he's a guy that's usually going to be in the teens with his home runs. But what you need is a few more extra base hits. You need a few more doubles. You need a few more RBIs. I mean, this is an everyday player in the middle of the lineup, and he's sitting on 12 RBIs right now. And he's way too talented to have only 1 home run and 12 RBIs here in mid-May.
Hit 10 home runs last year, drove in 88 runs.
And that's solid. That's more than solid.
Well off that pace here in 2011. Rod Barajas, 7 home runs, tied for the team lead with Matt Kemp. 4-game hitting streak. 2 outs. Loney short lead off first. And Barajas fouls it back, 1-1. Dodgers 19-20, a game under the 500 mark. They've won 3 straight. Here at home, they are 10-9, and we talked about the Diamondbacks' recent struggles in 1-run games. Well, how about the Dodgers? Don Mattingly's club here at home in games decided by 1 run or 2 runs. They are 8-0.
That's just a testament to the pitching. You got starters that can go 7 innings, maybe even more, and then a lockdown bullpen.
So The Dodgers winning the close games, especially here at Dodger Stadium. Diamondbacks falling short. Kershaw, the win last night.
Just talking baseball. Always learning when you're that age.
Former Dodger hero Kirk Gibson.
Got a big ovation when they announced his name as manager of the Diamondbacks here.
Loney on the move. Barajas, center field. Young calling off Upton. And that will do it for the Dodgers in the second. We'll return after a word from your local Fox station. Saturday baseball presented by Lowe's from Dodger Stadium. Kenny Albert, Mark Grace. We move to the third inning with the Diamondbacks leading on an unearned run. 1-0. Josh Colmenter 0 for 2 at the plate this season.
Out of Homer, Michigan. I keep telling them, if you're a pitcher, you can't be from a place called Homer.
Excellent point.
I mean, you need to be from, like, Looking, Michigan, or something like that, don't you think?
Well, perhaps they will change the name based on Colmenter's career. We'll see in about 15 years.
Don't try to figure out this head of mine, Kenny.
All right, one away. Time for another DirecTV game break with Chris and Mitch.
Center fielder, Chris Young.
All right, thanks, guys. A look at the standings of the National League West. Final in Denver. Padres over the Rockies. 9-7. Diamondbacks leading this game 1-0 as Chris Young takes a called strike. 0-1. Dodgers 2.5 out. As they've won 3 straight.
And it's just a matter of time before they make a run at those leaders in the division. The pitching starting to heal up a little bit.
Nice play by Uribe, who spins and then throws out Young for out number 2.
Oh, beautiful play by the other veteran third baseman here in this game, Melvin Mora. We saw earlier making a beautiful play. Now this time it's Juan Uribe. Up and across the diamond, throws a strike to James Loney. Just a terrific play coming right into your living room.
So Chris Young now 0 for 2. Kelly Johnson steps in, struck out his first time up. We mentioned earlier Johnson has now struck out 43 times, third most in the National League. And the topic of strikeouts came up earlier when we were chatting with Dodgers skipper Don Mattingly. The most times that Mattingly ever struck out in one season, 43.
Wow. That puts it in perspective. Kelly Johnson here in mid-May. That was his high. That was his career high, 43 times. And for a guy that hit a lot of home runs, that's amazing to be that kind of a contact hitter as well.
Mattingly struck out twice for every home run he hit. 222 home runs, 444 career strikeouts. A 1-to-2 home run to strikeout ratio.
That's unbelievable.
Two 2-1 to Johnson is high, now 3-1.
Still strange to see Don Mattingly in something besides Yankee pinstripes, but the Dodgers are happy they got him.
Member of Joe Torre's staff. Last 3 years here in Los Angeles. And speaking of home runs, the 222 hit by Mattingly. Among the 30 current managers in Major League Baseball, Kirk Gibson hit 255. That's the most among active managers. Dusty Baker next, 242, and then Mattingly at 222.
That's pretty cool.
Right back to the box. Billingsley, Maloney at first, and the Diamondbacks are retired in order in the third. Bottom of the third here at Dodger Stadium. Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 1-0. As Jerry Sands, the rookie left fielder, leads off against Josh Colmenter and takes strike one. Sands, drafted back in 2008, Dodgers minor league player of the year. Last season hit 35 home runs in the minor leagues. And you talked about Colmenter moving up in the Arizona system. He was a 15th round pick. How about Sands, selected in the 25th round, and now up with the big club less than 3 years later.
That's what you have to do. You have to have the results if you're one of those late picks. You're not going to move through the system on potential. You have to go and do it. Gas right by him. Strike three.
First strikeout for Colmenter as we check in once again with Chris and Mitch. All right, thanks, guys. One away with Chad Billingsley at the plate. So a wild one in Denver. Padres over the Rockies 9-7. So the San Francisco Giants move into first place. Half game ahead of Colorado. Giants with the 1-0 lead at Wrigley. Billingsley into the right field corner. It's a fair ball. Extra bases for the Dodgers starting pitcher.
Well, when you want something done, do it yourself. Colmenter's third best pitch is his breaking ball. And he decides to throw an 0-1 breaking ball right here, and he just hangs it right in the middle of the plate, belt high. And nice job of hitting there by Billingsley. Shot it the other way, and he stands on second base, helping himself. You can see Colmenter disgusted with that. And on the other end, look at the euphoria on the face of Chad Billingsley.
His fourth hit this season, his second double. Maybe Carroll takes strike one. Carroll lined out to the first baseman Branyan, his first time up.
Well, so far Colmenter has been a strike machine.
On the ground to the shortstop, Drew. Billingsley alertly heads back to second as Carroll is retired.
Coming to the plate, second baseman Aaron Miles.
So with two away, let's meet today's umpires. Ryan Runge is behind the plate. Manny Gonzalez at first. Marvin Hudson at second. And the crew chief, Ted Barrett, is the third base umpire.
Great crew they have here for this series. Four of the best in the business. Ryan Runge, from an umpiring family. His father, Paul, a great umpire for many years, and then his grandfather, Ed. Same story.
Ed worked his first game back in 1954. Grandfather of our home plate umpire, Brian, as Aaron Miles grounds out to Kelly Johnson. Billingsley stranded on second. 1-0 Arizona through three. One of the most dramatic moments in Major League Baseball history, provided by the current manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks here at Dodger Stadium, October 15th, 1988, against Dennis Eckersley, Game 1 of the World Series.
For my money, the most, I would say the biggest and probably the biggest home run in my lifetime. I mean, you're going to get arguments about Bobby Thompson, Joe Carter. Sorry, Mitch. But for my money, that was the most famous home run I've ever seen.
I would agree. Kirk Gibson's only plate appearance of that series. As Upton is thrown out by Uribe. And we spoke earlier today with Kirk Gibson about that home run.
You have a specific name for the seat out there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I call it Seat 88. Obviously, it's 1988, and it was a very special moment. Kind of a lucky thing that happened to me, and fortunate for the Dodgers organization. And went down as a great hit in baseball history. So whenever I walk in this stadium, the first thing I do is look out there and say Seat 88.
Good for Gibby.
Stephen Drew takes a called strike, and prior to the game yesterday, when Kirk Gibson brought the lineup card out to home plate, a replay of his home run was shown up on the video screen, and you mentioned the applause he received as he took the field yesterday prior to the game.
Well, they still love him here. They still love him in Detroit, Michigan. Pretty big home run he hit off of Goose Gossage too. He's got two of the biggest I've ever seen.
This one is lifted down the right field line, just foul. This is the runway leading
into the
out to
Dodgers
the field
dugout.
Towards the Dodgers dugout from behind home plate. The mural of the Kirk Gibson home run back in '88. He was the National League MVP that season, last Dodger to win the award. Spent 3 seasons with the Dodgers, 88, 89, and 90.
Well, it seems he was here longer than that, doesn't it?
It does. 2-2 to Drew. And we were visiting with Don Mattingly this morning, and Tommy Lasorda walked in along with Dodgers general manager Ned Coletti. Tommy held court for a while. Then you and I went over to the Diamondbacks clubhouse to chat with Kirk Gibson, who walked in. Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda. I got to come see my guy. He put a championship ring on Tommy's finger. And I think Tommy had a lot to do with it as well. Tommy was a great manager and a great ambassador for the game.
A look at the photo next to the Dodgers batting cage. Reminders all around Dodger Stadium.
And what did he get? A backdoor slider. And he didn't miss it. Hit a one-legged home run. And I mean, it was all he could do to get around the bags.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, Dodgers won the game 5-4. They would win the series 4-1. Another foul.
Stephen Drew has the only hit for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He doubled and scored. And that's all the offense we've seen here this afternoon.
Drew awaiting the 9th pitch of this at bat from Chad Billingsley. 1 out, top of the 4th inning. Billingsley over to Loney. Time for another DirecTV game break. Once again, Chris Rose, Mitch Williams, take it away.
26, Miguel Montero.
So the Reds, as Chris mentioned, lead the league in home runs. The Braves are second. The Arizona Diamondbacks are third with 40.
Cincinnati Reds starting to make a push. They got off to a slow start. A lot of people are picking the Cincinnati Reds to represent the National League in the World Series this year, Kenny. They got off to a bit of a rough start, but they now handled St. Louis a couple times in a row. And now they sit on top looking down.
And we send our best wishes to Tony La Russa, who is not with the St. Louis Cardinals ball club.
Absolutely.
On the road to recovery from a bout with the shingles. You and I saw Tony a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta.
That right eye was swollen shut. And a speedy recovery to you, Tony.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Miguel Montero walked his first time up.
And also, while we're talking about that, Kenny, I'd like to send out for you as well thoughts and prayers to our dear friend Harmon Killebrew.
Absolutely.
Out in Phoenix. One of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. But he'll hit, where he's going, he'll hit another 500 home runs up there.
One of the all-time greats. You were telling me before the game that you and Harmon Killebrew have been involved in a number of charitable endeavors together.
Out in Phoenix, he's just one of the most giving human beings ever. And a guy you just can't help but love and will miss. Never had a bad day in his life. Or at least he never let on like he did.
Our grounder taken to the bag by Loney. And the Diamondbacks are retired in order by Billingsley in the 4th.
I got my fill last night, as a matter of fact, Kenny. I showed very little self-control last night.
How many?
I hate to admit, but it was more than 2. It was actually 4.
Well, you had many a Dodger dog, I'm sure, during your youth, attending games here at Dodger Stadium.
Sure, absolutely. Grew up about an hour south of here. So all the baseball you could look in the American League in Anaheim, and then the National League stuff was up here in L.A.
Backhand play by Drew, and he fires across to retire Andre Ethier, who is now 0 for 2. Today's game here at Dodger Stadium, presented by Lowe's, is sponsored by the new 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee and by ExxonMobil, taking on the world's toughest energy challenges.
Well, Kenny, so far, color me impressed so far was Josh Colementer's first major league start. Very impressive.
As impressed as they are with the Dodger Dogs. Colementer has allowed only 2 hits, a Loney single in the second, and then a double by the pitcher Billingsley in the 3rd inning.
He just starts Matt Kemp with a beautiful changeup. Kemp way out in front of it.
Kemp fly to right his first time up. Matt Kemp playing in his 245th consecutive game, most among active major leaguers.
Really?
245.
Which just makes you know and understand is that strike 2 beautifully placed on the inside corner at the knees. I don't think anybody's ever going to break Cal Ripken's streak. But then again, everybody said that. About Lou Gehrig.
Kemp would break Cal's record if he plays every game through late in the 2025 season.
Are you kidding me? Holy mackerel.
He is 1/10 of the way there. Here's the 2-2 from Colementer. Fouls it back. Kemp coming into this game with a .345 average. Tried to right his first time up. Tremendous month of April. We've mentioned Ethier's hitting streak, which came to an end. 26 of the 30 during Ethier's streak in April. New major league record. Longest April hitting streak in baseball history.
And certainly these two, you talk to Ethier and now Matt Kemp, they have been the meat and potatoes of the Dodger offense so far this year. They've gotten good stuff from Jamie Carroll at the top of the order, but the production has come from Ethier and Kemp.
Line drive caught by the third baseman Mora for out number 2. Time for another DirecTV game break. Chris and Mitch, you guys are pretty busy tonight, huh? Mark, I would think pitches sometimes look like watermelon seeds. As Uribe on the first pitch flies out to Upton in right.
Mitch has got some good analogies, doesn't he?
Brought his A game. Melvin Moore leads off for the Diamondbacks here in the top of the 5th inning against Chad Billingsley. Moore drove in the game's only run with a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning. But beginning with that Moore at bat, Billingsley has retired 9 in a row.
Both pitchers just in complete command right now through 4 innings.
Only 3 hits in the game combined, 1 run set up by the Billingsley throwing error with Stephen Drew on at second. The attempted pickoff, and nobody was covering.
Nobody was covering. He just wheeled and flipped it right into center field. And right now that is the only mistake Chad Billingsley's made here this afternoon. He's only given up 1 hit through 4 innings.
Our Jeep game summary, Moore with the game's only run batted in. Both pitchers have been outstanding. A 1-2 from Billingsley, high and tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that'll get your attention there. Don't be leaning out over the plate. I'll just bust you up and in.
Mark, you're around the Diamondbacks all the time. You do their television broadcasts
right
throughout the season. Have you met the quintuplets yet?
I have not. But I know this much. Melvin Moore. I've got 2 boys. Straight handful. I can't imagine having 5 the same age.
The Moores with 6 in all, including the quintuplets.
That's awesome. It's been a while. I would imagine they've got to be at least 10 years old.
Sounds about right. Born when Melvin played for the Orioles. Right field, Andre Ethier. Billingsley has now set down 10 consecutive Diamondbacks. Tomorrow, NASCAR on Fox is in Dover, Delaware. Kyle Busch will try to defend his title, take home his 3rd checkered flag of the year. Coverage of the FedEx 400 benefiting Autism Speaks begins tomorrow with the pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific in high definition right here on Fox. Right, you took Barcelona. Who are you going with in Dover?
I'm going to go with Casey Kane. What about you?
I'll go with Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, you are such a front runner, Kenny.
I know. I admit it. We'll have to go double or nothing on the soccer dinner. Russell Brandon struck out his first time up. Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 1-0. Arizona scoring their run in the 2nd inning. Brandon now 0 for his last 18.
Yikes. Seen his playing time diminish. Had a monster spring. Had one of the best springs of any player in Major League Baseball. Made the ball club. He's played sporadically, and Kirk Gibson's kind of had a 3-headed monster at first base, if you will, and Brandon, Xavier Nady, and Juan Miranda.
The Arizona first baseman combined have hit just 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in, average of .242.
Yeah, certainly not the production you were hoping when you put this team together. That's the spring that Russell Brandon had.
You had a Mark Grace type spring. Aaron Miles makes the play. Now 2 away, and Billingsley has retired 11 in a row.
I was 5 home runs. I was hoping to have that by the All-Star break.
So Brandon 0 for his last 19. Here's Parra, who struck out his first time up. Billingsley has allowed just the 1 hit and the 1 earner and run.
Just absolutely carving up these Diamondback hitters right now. I don't know, Kenny, but I think we're smack dab right in the middle of a pitcher's duel.
Billingsley just a year older than Colmenter. He's making his first start today. Billingsley already with 61 major league wins. 0-2. It's a call, strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Billingsley. He has retired 12 in a row. By Lowe's. Lowe's, let's build something together. Back at Dodger Stadium, National League West matchup. Diamondbacks, 1 run on 1 hit. Dodgers, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. James Loney will lead things off for the Dodgers. Loney, Barajas, and Sands here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Josh Colmenter has averaged only 12 pitches per inning, 48 over the first 4.
37 of those 48 have been strikes. So he has certainly shown no fear of his first major league start.
Loney sends the first pitch to deep right field. Back on the warning track. Upton makes the catch. Remember, Loney without an extra base hit since April 6th. His base hit in the 2nd inning was his 28th consecutive single. He drove this one a long way.
He hits this, and you can tell by his reaction he didn't quite get it. Justin Upton just trots back and makes the play. And once again, Colmenter a quick out.
He's retired the last 6 Dodgers he's faced. Rod Barajas fly to center his first time up. Dodgers looking to even their record at 500 should they win today. Dodgers with 3 consecutive victories, tying their season-long streak.
Beautiful change up there from Colmenter. Rod Barajas. He doesn't get cheated up there. He sits on 7 home runs as we speak. He's looking to tie up the ball game right now. But he was way out in front of that changeup. Now he's going to come back with a fastball.
Diamondbacks just 1-6 during this trip. And all 6 of the losses have been by 1 run, and they've scored only 14 runs in those 6 losses.
Now, the Diamondback bats are pretty potent out in Arizona, but they don't travel well.
Rod Barajas travels well. Of his 7 home runs this year, only 1 here at Dodger Stadium.
That was here last night. We got Joe Saunders. Looks like a Giants fan making that play.
Nice catch.
See, we can all get along.
Barajas down on strikes. Second strikeout for Colmenter, whose teammate Ian Kennedy, who will start tomorrow's game, is wearing a microphone for us today. Let's listen.
I'm mic'd up. Just letting you know that. You kept looking at me funny, and I pointed right here, and I thought you saw that. Well, there should be a camera. I don't know where the camera is.
Ian Kennedy off to a good start this season.
He's off to a great start. The former Yankee came over in a 3-way deal to the Diamondbacks. This is his last 5. He has been outstanding. The opening day starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he hasn't disappointed.
Once again, Ian Kennedy.
Said he was ready for a cup of coffee. Well, he's a pitcher. He's supposed to love these 1-0 games.
Sands, right field. Upton, a 1-2-3 fifth.
Well, Colmenter, very impressive.
Only 9 pitches that inning. 57 pitches through 5. By Lowe's is sponsored by Chevrolet, proud to support youth baseball across the country, and by Predaxa. Kenny Albert, Mark Grace, who is not out purchasing a Dodger dog. Top of the 6th inning as Josh Colmenter leads off against Chad Billingsley. Since Billingsley's double back in the 3rd inning, the last 14 batters in this game have been retired.
Both pitchers with their A game here this afternoon. Billingsley and Coleman are just dominant. Only a miscue early in the game in the 2nd inning by Chad Billingsley. An errant pickoff throw has been the difference.
Cole Mentor bounced back to Billingsley his first time up. You were telling me earlier about one of Cole Mentor's hobbies during his youth.
Well, that unique delivery of his is largely because when he was young, him and his brother would go out to the woods as he strikes out, and they throw tomahawks into trees and at targets and all that. So I guess you got to have an over-the-top to throw a hatchet or a tomahawk, but that's what he did. That was his hobby as a kid. He and his brothers would go out and start heaving tomahawks.
Was that part of your training regimen as well?
Well, no.
No?
I think a lot of the other kids that I grew up would like me to try and catch the tomahawks.
Do not try this at home.
Got that right.
Fifth strikeout for Billingsley. He's retired 13 straight. Here's Chris Young, who's grounded out twice. Backhanded by Carroll. Chris Young is now grounded out 3 times. Another DirecTV game break. I wonder if Chris or Mitch ever attempted to throw a tomahawk. I would guess perhaps Mitch.
Definitely.
So Fox Saturday Baseball goes prime time. No runs in New York. Only 1 run here in Los Angeles. Close scoring game in Chicago.
Now the AL East. How about Tampa? Started the season so poorly. Not anymore. It's only a matter of time before Joe Madden gets his teams going. The Yankees are going to be right there, and Boston's starting to play better after a rough start as well.
Tampa Bay started the season just 1-8. You and I saw the Rays in Baltimore last Saturday. 22-7 since that rough start.
They were a loser this afternoon to those same Orioles, 6-0 down in Tampa. Billingsley wanted that one, but Brian Runge wasn't in the giving mood.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Johnson 0 for 2. Struck out back in the first inning and bounced back to Billingsley, who has now retired 15 consecutive Diamondbacks. Middle of the 6th, 1-0 Arizona. Chad Billingsley leading it off for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Josh Colmenter. Billingsley was the last batter to reach base back in the 3rd inning when he doubled and was stranded. He has retired 15 in a row. Colmenter has set down 8 consecutive Dodgers.
Now, do you like a pitcher's duel, Kenny, or would you rather have like a slugfest? I love a good pitcher's duel.
We probably see
really
more
do.
slugfest than pitcher's duels.
Anymore, yes.
Yeah, but I like the pitcher's duel.
I agree. There was nothing like growing up, maybe where you grew up in New York, going to watch Ron Guidry pitch against a Nolan Ryan or something like that. Well, we got one certainly here against 2 young right-handers, Colmenter and Billingsley.
You know, it's funny you should mention that. One of my memories as a youth was attending Ron Guidry's 18 strikeout game.
Oh, my goodness.
Back in the late 70s against the Angels. I was in the stands.
That had to have been fun to watch. As a young kid, I got to go to what used to be Anaheim Stadium. And another strikeout. Boy, these pitchers are fun to watch.
3rd strikeout for Colmenter.
Shortstop number 14, Jamie Carroll.
The pitching line so far today.
Just straight domination by both. Chad Billingsley has been fantastic, but to this point being outpitched by a young man making his first major league start. That's what makes this even more impressive, Kenny. No butterflies at all. Just going out and doing his thing. I mean, he's in a rocking chair out there right now.
They might rename Homer, Michigan tomorrow.
How about Shutout Michigan?
Well, if they didn't rename it Shutout after his high school career when he threw 23.
Good point.
They're not going to now. Jamie Carroll 0 for 2 today. You mentioned Ron Guidry, and I think back to that 18 strikeout game. Fans would rise to their feet and start cheering with 2 strikes. That might have been the first time at Yankee Stadium. And that's become somewhat of a tradition as Carroll lines out tomorrow. Time for another DirecTV game break. Chris and Mitch.
Second baseman, number 6, Aaron Miles.
All right, thanks, guys. Angels, first place in the American League West. They win their 22nd game this season. We'll see the Texas Rangers on Fox Saturday Baseball next week in Philadelphia. One of 4 games on the schedule next Saturday. Here on Fox, Aaron Miles 0 for 2, couple of ground outs.
Another beautiful change up there for Colmenter. The Diamondbacks have double barrel action out in their bullpen. We had talked to Kirk Gibson yesterday, and he had said, maybe 80 pitches they'd like to see Colmenter go. But I'm telling you right now, Kenny, there ain't no way I'm taking this kid out of the game if I'm Kirk Gibson.
He's thrown 70 pitches to this point. A starter throughout his minor league career. 7 relief appearances for the Diamondbacks this season, with a high of 46 pitches, the 1-2. Here is Moore at 3rd. And Colmenter retires the Dodgers in order in the 6th. He has now retired 11 in a row. Baseball presented by Lowe's from Dodger Stadium. Kenny Albert, Mark Grace. We head to the 7th, only 3 hits in the game. The last 20 batters have been retired. We've had only 4 base runners all game, and the Diamondbacks lead by a run. Here's Justin Upton leading off against Chad Billingsley, who has retired 15 in a row.
It has been sheer domination by these 2 starting pitchers. I mean, not only zeros, but I mean just 1, 2, 3 easy, quick innings.
Upton, Drew, and Montero for the Diamondbacks here in the 7th.
Gorgeous fastball in the outside corner there from Billingsley. Still going strong.
Diamondbacks only 2 base runners over the first 6 innings. Back in the 2nd, Stephen Drew leadoff double. And then Miguel Montero walked. Ground ball to the right side. Here's Miles. 1 away. 16 straight retired by Billingsley.
And it looks to me like that was it for Josh Colementer, because this is between innings. And anytime you're getting handshakes from your manager and you're coming out of the game, as you see the tomahawk delivery of one Josh Colementer, who did himself awfully proud. Man, how good has Josh Colementer been? This was his first major league start, but he's been pitching out of the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. He's thrown 21 innings this year. 21. He's given up 10 hits, 2 earned runs in those 21 innings. He's walked 1. He's struck out 14. He's got an ERA of 0.86. Here today, he had 1 3-ball count. And they're dancing in the streets of Homer, Michigan. And I don't know. If I'm Kirk Gibson, I'm having trouble making that move. I really am.
Homer, Michigan, population 2,000.
Well, that's got to be a tough decision to make there for Kirk Gibson. Probably strictly, obviously, as a pinch count decision.
Wow.
Pretty impressive. Still throwing very hard here in the 7th inning as Billingsley just reared back and threw some gas right by Stephen Drew.
Payoff pitch from Billingsley, fouled back. Drew with the only Diamondbacks hit, and he has scored the game's only run, an unearned run after the throwing error committed by Billingsley.
Well, right now, that's probably giving himself a swift kick for doing that. But my goodness, has he been fabulous on the mound. Ball 4.
Diamondbacks with their first base runner since the 2nd inning. Well, Red Sox slugger David Ortiz visited the MLB fan cave this week. Ortiz decided that he wanted to try and win over the fans of New York. So Big Papi walked around Greenwich Village asking for hugs from New Yorkers. The results were captured on a video that you can find now at MLBFanCave.com.
That's a very brave man.
Very big man as well.
Yeah, good point. Not many people are going to take on Big Papi, but he's a big man, but he's a pussycat.
Yes. I think you should visit the fan cave next time you're in New York.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I might have to go say hello to the boys. Have you been?
Not yet.
No?
But they have watched a portion of every Major League game that has been played so far this season.
Pretty cool. But safe to say those gentlemen are probably not married.
Married to each other for this baseball season.
Very well said.
They have heard your voice just about every night since early April.
Poor guys.
Ryan and Mike in the MLB Fan Cave in New York. And they've received visits from a number of major leaguers.
Some big-time major leaguers. You get Big Poppy in the fan cave. That's big time. Aaron Heilman will take over for Josh Coleman, and I imagine the Dodger players are right now saying anybody but Josh Coleman. I mean, they'll take on Cy Young if they have to.
Coleman through 71 pitches. About 2 hits, no runs. We saw Mike McDougal at the Dodgers pen. Montero becomes strikeout victim number 7 for Billingsley. Time for another DirecTV game break. What's going on with the Red Sox and the Yankees? Chris and Mitch. All right, thanks, guys. Bit of a developing story. Jorge Posada was scheduled to bat 9th for the Yankees today and reportedly asked out of the lineup. Does not sound like it was injury related.
Well, just didn't want to bat 9th?
It'll be very interesting to hear what Jorge and Joe Girardi and General Manager Brian Cashman have to say after the game about the situation. The veteran who's been DHing this year, really struggling at the plate.
Came into the game hitting 185. But boy, I didn't care where the name was in the lineup. Man, as long as I was in the lineup, I was doing backflips.
As long as you weren't listed 10th, right?
That's exactly right.
Posada has not caught this year. He's had a tremendous career with the Yankees.
Fabulous.
And even as a catcher in past years, did not have good numbers as a designated hitter. And a lot of talk recently about the fact that the DH has 2 or 3 innings to think about every at bat. Does not have to strap on the catching gear. And it's not off to a rough start.
Yeah, it's tough to do. It takes a special hitter to be able to do that. You don't get into the flow of the game playing defensively, especially a catcher. You're involved in every single pitch. And then all of a sudden now you're just sitting over there. And about every hour you get an at bat.
Such a big part of 4 World Championship ball clubs. One to Mora. Foul back now 1-2. Top of the 7th inning here in Los Angeles. Diamondbacks leading 1-0 Arizona. 5 consecutive losses. Billingsley now at 104 pitches. And there's Colmenter.
Just cool as a cucumber, isn't he? My hair would be on fire.
He will leave with a lead. First major league start. He has won a game out of the pen. That was back on April 17th against the Giants.
Safe to say he earned himself another start, wouldn't you say, Kenny?
I would think so. 1-2. Ground ball to the third baseman, Uribe. Stephen Drew is stranded. It is 7th inning stretch time here at Dodger Stadium. Is sponsored by the all-new Focus from Ford, Drive One. And by Warner Brothers Pictures, The Hangover Part 2 in theaters May 26th. Back in Los Angeles, not too far from Chris and Mitch in Hollywood. At Dodger Stadium, referred to earlier by Tommy Lasorda as Blue Heaven.
Blue Heaven on Earth.
The only run of this game scored by the Diamondbacks back in the second inning.
Well, it's been a fun game to watch. Both starters have just been fabulous. You just saw the only hit from the Arizona Diamondbacks here this afternoon. And there's the phantom pickoff that we've been talking about. Stephen Drew just beats the throw from Matt Kemp, and then he ends up scoring on a fly ball to right field by Melvin Mora. And that's the entire offense here this afternoon for both teams. But the good news for the Dodgers is Josh Colementer's no longer throwing in the ballgame. But Aaron Heilman is, and Aaron Heilman, as you can see, he just came off the DL. He's thrown the ball very well since coming off the DL.
Heilman will make his 8th appearance. And he will face the heart of the Dodgers order here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, and Juan Uribe. Ethier will lead off. He's grounded out twice. His streak in jeopardy has reached base in 36 consecutive games. 30-game hit streak ended last weekend. On this day mark in 1941, Joe DiMaggio went hitless in a Yankees 4-1 loss to Cleveland. He would then hit safely in 56 consecutive games. So on this date, 70 years ago, his last game without a hit prior to the streak. And how about Don Mattingly's comments during Ethier's streak? Don said when he was with the Yankees, whenever he would have a hitting streak of around 20 games, Joe DiMaggio would show up at the ballpark and the streak would end.
I'll show you. Think you can come get me.
How about DiMaggio faced 55 pitchers during his streak? Ethier 7 more during his 30-game hit streak.
There's a lot more complete games being thrown back then than there are now. There's usually 2 left-handed specialists, 2 right-handed specialists, and a closer. Gas 3 times right by Andre Ethier. So Aaron Heilman coming out and picking up right where Josh Colementer left off. He just cleaned Andre Ethier's clock. You don't see that very often.
So Ethier now 0 for 3 as he walks slowly back to the Dodgers dugout. In steps Matt Kemp. Also on this date, in 1920, Walter Johnson of the Washington Senators won his 300th game. And in 1967 on May 14th, Mickey Mantle, career home run number 500. On the first pitch, Kemp rounds out to the third baseman, Melvin Mora.
After blowing away Andre Ethier, the second half of the dynamic duo, swinging at the first pitch and taps it over to Melvin Mora. So 2 very quick outs here for Aaron Heilman in the 7th inning. He's going to face Juan Uribe, who has struggled this year, but is still a very dangerous hitter.
He is 0 for 2. He's faced 2 pitches. Swung at the first pitch and both at bats. Takes ball 1 from Heilman.
My great colleague Joe Garagiola, the Hall of Famer, would say he's up there hitting like he's double parked.
Huh.
Ooh, fastball runs up and in. That moves Juan Uribe.
The last 13 Dodgers have been retired by the combination of Colementer, who set down the last 11 he faced, and Heilman here in the 7th. Diamondbacks bullpen has been terrific. Allowed only 1 earned run last 30 innings.
There's a changeup on 2-0. Way out in front of it was Uribe. Couldn't say that last year. Diamondbacks had one of the most historically bad bullpens ever. Only 2 teams since they began keeping statistics in this game. Only 2 teams in the history had a worse bullpen ERA than the Arizona Diamondbacks last year, but that's changed this year. And Kevin Towers, who took over as the general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, that was one of the main things he said he was going to try and improve. And there's Kevin Towers, longtime GM of the San Diego Padres, now with the Diamondbacks. He said, I've got to try to improve this bullpen, and certainly he's done just that.
A 2-2 from Heilman in the dirt, full count. We also had a look at the pitching coach, Charles Nagy.
And a big reason for the bullpen success is the addition of J.J. Putz, the closer. He's been perfect in save opportunities this year.
Uribe down on strikes, so 1-2, 3/7 for Heilman. The last 14 Dodgers have been retired. Diamondbacks with only 1 hit, but they lead the Dodgers 1-0. Arizona, 5 consecutive losses, all by 1 run. Russell Branyan leads off against Chad Billingsley here in the top of the 8th. Kirk Gibson, Diamondbacks skipper, asked yesterday about the recent struggles of his club at the plate, and he compared it to a computer freezing.
Really?
Gibson said, when your computer freezes, you go back to the restore point. He said a week ago we felt good about ourselves after win over Colorado, and we have to get ourselves restored back to how we felt after that good stretch. Guys are overthinking. We've been competitive. We've played close games. We don't give in, but we've lost a lot of 1-run games.
So you basically have to reboot.
Interesting analogy. Hit the reset button.
Exactly. System restore.
Only 1 hit today, but the Diamondbacks lead the Dodgers 1-0 as Branyan pops it up, a towering pop-up, shallow left field. And the catch is made by Sands for out number 1. Our home plate umpire, Brian Ruggie, wearing a microphone for us.
I think these are your pants.
God bless America.
You're all tripping over them?
Please welcome back.
I mean, I don't understand. You grabbed your pants and put them in your locker, and then I wore.
They're both 40s, so I might have grabbed yours.
I think we just have to share them. I like the way they fit.
Well, the crew chief, Ted Barrett, I guess you're the crew chief, you're the boss. You can wear whatever britches you want to wear. I want to know how Marvin Hudson and Manny Gonzalez were just standing there without laughing. Very respectful during God Bless America.
So if our viewers were ever wondering what the umpires talk about when they get together,
that's great stuff.
There you have it. We did not have that problem prior to the game. The 1-1 to Parra, who has struck out twice. The last 28 batters in this game have come to the plate without a base hit. Diamondbacks with a base runner in the 7th when Drew walked with 1 out. The last base hit off the bat of Billingsley back in the 3rd inning.
And Billingsley was the last Dodger to reach base via hit. He doubled in the 3rd inning. Since then, nothing but donuts on the board as far as runs and hits.
Juan Miranda has come out into the on-deck circle to bat for Aaron Heilman. Parra, fly ball left field. Sands makes the catch. Now 2 away. Well, next week, Fox Saturday Baseball is back in prime time as interleague play gets into full swing. The Cubs head to Fenway. Some of you will see the A's and the Giants for Bay Area bragging rights. Next week's telecast of Fox Saturday Baseball in prime time, presented by Lowe's, begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area. 2 away. Here's Juan Miranda, the former New York Yankee. He will pinch hit for Aaron Heilman, who pitched a 1-2-3 7th. Miranda batting .210. He's 3 for 12 as a pinch hitter. And on the first pitch, he sends it into the right field corner. A long run for Ethier, and it is just foul.
Sounded like he broke his bat. And make the play. Nicely done, young man.
We've seen some nice plays in the stands today. 30,602 on hand. Late Saturday afternoon start.
What do you think of the 4 o'clock start here?
I like it.
I do too.
First of 3 consecutive weeks of primetime baseball, at least in the Eastern time zone, on Fox. 4 o'clock start Pacific time. Miranda pops it up. Out of play. 0-2.
What a ricochet that ball took down to the 3rd row.
Top of the 8th inning, 1-0 Diamondbacks. Coming up, the season high 119th pitch from Billingsley. Strike 3.
Very impressive, Chad Billingsley.
Diamondbacks retired in order in the 8th. sponsored by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. And by DirecTV. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV. Back at Dodger Stadium, you can visit your local Lowe's to cast your Scott's MLB All-Star ballot and enter for a chance to win a VIP All-Star Week experience. Compliments of Scott's. The 82nd All-Star Game will be played in Phoenix at Chase Field, July 12th, right here on Fox. And David Hernandez comes out to pitch the 8th for the Diamondbacks. Celebrated his 26th birthday yesterday. Sacramento native who came over from the Orioles during the offseason of the Mark Reynolds deal.
Hard thrower, can rush it up near 97 miles an hour. He throws a first pitch fastball right by James Loney. Dodgers starting to run out of outs now.
14 consecutive Dodgers have been retired. Loney with one of the 2 Dodger hits today, a single back in the 2nd inning. And then he flied out to the warning track in right field in the 5th.
Hard throwing Kenley Jansen. Making that mitt pop very loud.
Jansen with the save last night, his first of the season. For the Dodgers, both Jonathan Broxton and Hong-Chi Kuo both on the disabled list.
Broxton with a bad elbow, and Hong-Chi Kuo just all kinds of personal issues.
He's had trouble throwing the ball over the plate.
Well, right now he's having trouble keeping the ball in the area code.
Yep. Vicente Padilla has saved 3 games for Don Mattingly, but he was pulled with 2 outs in the 9th last night for Kenley Jansen.
Jansen ended up striking out Melvin Mora to get the save.
The 0-2 from Hernandez to Loney. Fastball missing high, now 1-2. Diamondbacks lead 1-0. The starter Josh Colmenter in his first major league start. 6 shutout innings, allowed 2 hits. No walks, struck out 3. Aaron Heilman, a perfect 7th inning. And now Loney into the right field corner. His 2nd hit today. Ground rule double. His first extra base hit since April 6th after 28 consecutive singles.
Boy, it couldn't have come at a bigger time. David Hernandez throws very hard, but he decided to go with a breaking ball. And Loney just stays right on it and nails it down the right field line. So now the Dodgers in business. Loney's going to leave for a pinch runner, Tony Gwynn Jr. Going to come in and take over for Loney. He's going to get a dugout full of high fives, and well-deserved. 2 of the 3 hits today for the Dodgers from that man, James Loney.
And that is the first hit since the 3rd inning. The Billingsley double. So
yeah.
2 of the 3 Dodger hits have gone for extra bases.
And it's decision time here for Don Mattingly and the Dodgers. Rod Barajas, one of the team leaders in home runs, along with Matt Kemp. Do you bunt here, or do you let Barajas swing away? He's a pull hitter, not a guy that hits the ball to the right side very often.
Moore in on the grass at 3rd. Barajas squares, bunted foul.
And that one took a large bite out of Miguel Montero, as that foul tip came back and got him right in the kisser.
And now Moore over for a chat with Hernandez. Diamondbacks lead 1-0, an unearned run back in the 2nd inning off Chad Billingsley following his throwing error. And now the Dodgers threatening here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now Barajas going to go down and talk to his 3rd base coach, Tim Wallach. Probably saying, Rod, I know you don't bunt very much, but go ahead and do the best you can.
Look down at the on-deck circle. Deoner Navarro has come out with Sands due up next.
It doesn't have to be a fabulous bunt with the speed of Tony Gwynn Jr. at 2nd base. just about anything on the ground is going to be a successful sacrifice.
Here comes the first baseman, Branyan, as Barajas lays down the bunt. And it's a successful one. Moving Gwynn over to third.
Just a gorgeous job right there by the veteran Rod Barajas. A nice firm bunt to the left side. Can't draw it up any better than that. David Hernandez comes in and makes the play, but Rod Barajas showing a little veteran leadership there. Yeah, I know I've got 7 home runs, but I'll drop a bunt and help the ball club. Great stuff.
First sacrifice this season for Barajas. So now 1 out. Dodgers have a runner on third for the first time today, as Navarro will pinch hit for Sands.
Diamondbacks are going to play their infield in. A lot of managers play it back and go ahead and give them the tie, but don't want to possibly open up a big inning. But Kirk Gibson says, heck with it. My team's struggling. I'm going to show a little faith in my pitcher and a little faith in my defense.
With the pitcher spot due up next, Jay Gibbons has come out into the on-deck circle. Deoner Navarro, an all-star back in 2008, representing the Tampa Bay Rays at the plate. Loney led off the inning with a double into the right field corner. Pulled for pinch runner, sacrificed over by Barajas. The 0-1 to Navarro, nothing at 2.
Mercy. He reared back and threw his best fastball of the afternoon right to the outside corner and right by Navarro. That seemed like an angry fastball there, Kenny. Not only the velocity, but just the perfect location on the outside corner.
Navarro strikes out.
Boy, that didn't take long at all. That was just no-nonsense baseball from David Hernandez.
Your attention, please. For the Dodgers.
It's only going to take 3 pitches, folks, and they're all going to be fastballs. Here's the first one. Perfectly placed, strike 1. Once again, perfectly placed, strike 2, and now just right by Navarro. That's very difficult to do, Kenny, is sit around for a couple hours over there on the bench and then come in and have to face 96 and 97 mile-an-hour fastballs on the outside corner.
Here's Jay Gibbons, pinch hitting with 2 outs. 1 for 10 this season. Started the year in the minor leagues, had some problems adjusting to new contact lenses. Back up with the Dodgers. 2 outs, runner on third. Dodgers trailing by a run.
Man. Hernandez pumped up out there. After that strikeout of Navarro, he's puffing his chest out and he is just letting it fly.
The 1-1 to Gibbons. Now 1-2.
97 that time from Hernandez. Goodness.
2 former Baltimore Orioles. They did not play together. One ball, 2 strike count. Gibbons pinch hitting for Billingsley.
Gibbons in the same boat as Navarro. Just very difficult to sit around over there and then have to come face the high heat of David Hernandez.
Gibbons gets the bat on it. Clara in left. Gwynn stranded on third. We move to the 9th in Los Angeles. 1-0 Arizona. Diamondbacks clinging to their 1-0 lead. Dodgers stranded a runner on third in the bottom of the 8th inning.
No Dodger dogs for me today.
He's enjoying that one.
Yeah, it looks like me last night.
These changes for the Dodgers. Russ Mitchell now playing first base. Kenley Jansen on the mound to face Chris Young, top of the order for the Diamondbacks. And Tony Gwynn Jr. remains in the game in left field after pinch running for James Loney. Diamondbacks scored an unearned run in the second inning. They have only one hit. No team in the majors this season has won a game in which they had only one base hit.
Well, I would imagine it's awfully difficult to do.
Last team to do it, the Dodgers, last
Really?
September. Last September 14th in San Francisco, Matt Kemp had the only hit of the game. Dodgers beat the Giants 1-0.
Not a surprise that that's the score here as we speak.
A 2-1 from Jansen, who closed out last night's game. Now 2-2. Chris Young 0 for 3 has not hit the ball out of the infield. The only Arizona hit, a double off the bat of Stephen Drew back in the second inning. And he would come around to score the game's only run on a sacrifice fly by Melvin Moore. The run unearned following the Billingsley throwing error on an attempted pickoff of Drew with nobody covering second base.
Chad Billingsley was just outstanding here this afternoon. Another hard thrower in Jansen taking over.
Billingsley allowing only 2 base hits, 1 unearned run.
And this guy Jansen, he's just a giant. Just a huge man out there. Young man, if you will. Former catcher. And now that he's a pitcher, that means one thing, Kenny, and that means he was probably a lousy hitter. So they made him a pitcher. And I think the Dodgers are very happy that they did that, because this arm is special.
Dodgers general manager Ned Colletti told us before the game, Dodgers placed Jansen on their 40-man roster. He had thrown only 11 innings as a pitcher, but they did not want to lose him.
They couldn't lose him. They believed in the young man, and well, it's paying dividends.
2-2 to Young. Called strike 3. So 1 away here in the Diamondbacks' 9th. We take you back to the 2009 World Baseball Classic. Jansen behind the plate for the Netherlands.
Wow. Had a little Benito Santiago to that. Maybe with a little more on it.
Benito ever throw you out from his knees?
He didn't need to throw from his knees. He could count the seams and then throw it.
Good point. Kelly Johnson 0 for 3, struck out twice. Only 4 hits combined in this game. The major league low this season, 5 hits by the two teams. Back on April 12th, Angels had 4 hits, Indians only 1.
That didn't take long.
Strikes out for the 3rd time today, 45th time this season. Well, help make a baseball moment kids will never forget. Go to ChevyBaseball.com to support youth baseball, plus enter to win one of 4 trips to the 2011 Major League Baseball All-Star Game and the keys to a new Chevrolet. Here's Justin Upton, an All-Star 2 years ago. With 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. J.J. Putz, the Diamondbacks closer. Dodgers have the top of the order due up. Carroll, Miles, and Ethier in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Dodger pitchers today have struck out 10, so the Diamondbacks have whiffed 25 times so far in this series. 15 last night, 10 more today.
Well, Clayton Kershaw, certainly a strikeout pitcher. He fanned 11 in 7 innings last night. And between Chad Billingsley and the relievers for the Dodgers, they're ripping him foul back from Justin Upton.
Diamondbacks hoping to break a 5-game losing streak. They will close out this series and the road trip tomorrow and then head home for 7. The second baseman, Miles. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Dodgers need a run. Carroll, Miles, Ethier due up. This season will try and close things out for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who lead the Dodgers 1-0, bottom of the 9th inning. Put 7 for 7 in save situations. Will face the top of the order, Carroll, Miles, and Ethier. Diamondbacks scored the game's only run back in the 2nd inning, an unearned run. Arizona with only 1 hit today. Dodgers just 3 base hits. So here's Carroll, who is 0 for 3. Josh Colmetre, the Diamondbacks starter in his first major league start, went 6 innings through 71 pitches, did not allow a run.
Very impressive. Now it's up to J.J. Putz. It's the toughest job in baseball. Mitch Williams will tell you that. You get 8 shutout innings. Now they hand the ball to you to bring it home.
The 0-1 to Carroll, and a base hit into right field. Dodgers' 4th hit of the game. Leadoff man is on here at the bottom of the 9th.
Well, by Carroll getting on, that means Miles with an opportunity. It also brings Matt Kemp into the picture. He is now due up 3rd. So without a double play ball, Matt Kemp will get an opportunity.
Dodgers have the leadoff man on for the 2nd straight inning. Here's Aaron Miles, who is 0 for 3, has grounded out 3 times. Mora in on the grass at 3rd as Miles lays down the bunt And it rolls foul.
Gutsy play there by the veteran Russell Branyan. That ball was hugging the line, and Aaron Miles can get down the line. If that ball does not scoop foul, it's first and second and nobody out. But he made the right decision, and all it is strike one.
Dodgers have won 3 in a row, just a game under 500. No runs on 4 hits for the Dodgers today. Jamie Carroll, leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Miles at the plate, Ethier on deck. The 0-1 from Putz. Bunted foul. 0-2.
Now, once again, if you're Don Mattingly, do you keep the bunt on 0-2, or do you take it off and let Aaron Miles swing it? I think this guy's a good bunter. If I'm Don Mattingly, I keep the bunt on.
Carroll takes his lead off first. The 0-2. Miles did not square, and he takes ball 1.
He's on his own now.
The 1-2, and Miles fouls it back.
Got a good pitch to hit there. Took a good swing at it. He was right on that J.J. Putz fastball. But all he could do was foul it back. Putz, who doesn't make many mistakes, got away with one there.
One ball, 2 strike count. Nobody out. Bottom of the 9th inning. Carroll, the runner on first. Miles down on strikes.
What a split finger that was from J.J. Putz after 5 fastballs.
For the Dodgers, right fielder number 16, Andre.
He drops a split finger, and you see the split right there. You see the split finger there, the grip, and just bottom falls out of it. So a disappointing at-bat there for Aaron Miles. Usually a very dependable bunter. Couldn't get the bunt down and ends up striking out. So Jamie Carroll still stuck at first base.
So here is Andre Ethier, 0 for 3 today. 6 career walk-off home runs. Ethier 0 for 2 lifetime against J.J. Putz.
Now, Dodger fans don't want to see anybody in the box but this guy in this situation. And if they have a second choice, he's on deck, and Matt Kemp.
Remember, Ethier has reached base in 36 consecutive games through last night. He is 0 for 3 today. Dodgers trail by a run. Carroll on at first. Matt Kemp waits on deck. Last time Ethier failed to reach base, game number 2. Back on April Fool's Day.
Amazing. Oh, J.J. Putz got away with another one right down Broadway. Ethier had a good pass at it. But he, too, all he could do was foul it back. Montero wants it away, and look where that ball goes. Right down the middle, thigh high. Ethier was right there.
Ethier helped begin our day by chatting with Chris Rose on our pregame from the Dodger dugout. Big opportunity here in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-2 to Ethier.
That was the split finger that Aaron Miles chased. Andre Ethier did not. If there's such a thing as a good take, that was a very good take. That was a pitcher's pitch there from J.J. Putz. And most hitters are going to swing and miss that pitch, but hitters the caliber of Andre Ethier just take it for ball 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
What a block there by Miguel Montero. Another split finger in the dirt. Miguel Montero, right now, a huge play, saving 90 feet there and keeping the possible double play in order.
Full count, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Diamondbacks lead 1-0. Carroll, leadoff single. Miles struck out. Now Ethier awaits the payoff pitch from Putz. Carroll goes. Foul back to the screen.
And another pitch right around belt high and out over the plate. Once again, Ethier, a really good pass at it, but he just fouled it back as Carroll was on the go. I mean, that's belt high and out over. The barrel of the bat is right there. That's a pretty swing, isn't it?
Carroll goes. Another foul. What about him?
You wouldn't expect anything less from these two.
8th pitch of this at bat upcoming. Carroll goes. Rolling inside. Ball 4. Dodgers with 2 on and only 1 out for Matt Kemp. First walk issued by a Diamondback pitcher today.
Putz and Montero trying to get on the same page. A very long conversation between the two out near the mound.
So Matt Kemp steps in. 0 for 1 lifetime against Putz. Ethier extends his streak. He's now reached base in 37 consecutive games. Matt Kemp, 2 walk-off home runs this year within 5 days. Last month against the Cardinals and the Braves, 4 in his career.
and very difficult to double up because he has great speed.
Kemp 0 for 3 today. On the ground for the shortstop, Drew to second for one, to first, double play. Kemp on the first pitch from Putz grounds into the 6-4-3, and the Arizona Diamondbacks, despite only one base hit in the game, defeat the Dodgers 1-0.
J.J. Putz got exactly what he needed. Matt Kemp, who was very difficult to double up because of his speed, but when you hit it that hard right at Stephen Drew, the shortstop, it was tailor-made. And the Diamondbacks, after 6 losses by 1 run, well, they put a 1-run loss on somebody else. Just a classic pitcher's duel here, Kenny. It was fun to watch these 2 starters and bullpen work today.
They combined 5 hits in the game. Josh Colmenter wins his first Major League start. For Mark Grace, Kenny Albert saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Coming up after these messages, Chris and Mitch from our Fox studio.